Hey y'all, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be making a wrap dress. I made use of about 3 yards of satin fabric and I'm drafting this directly onto the fabric, no pattern paper here. So first off, I went ahead to fold the piece I'll be using. I'm drafting the back piece, so I folded it by 2 and I'm just transferring my measurements directly onto the fabric. So this is my half length plus half an inch for seam allowance. Then I want to straighten and roll that out. Then mark your armhole, your shoulder measurement, and then your neck width and depth. My shoulder, measured that. I came down by 0.75 inch for shoulder slope, and then for the neck width and depth I'm using 3 inches by 1 inch. So the neck is 3 inches wide and 1 inch deep. That is for the back. Remember, I'm drafting the back piece, so I'm just going ahead to connect all the dots. And I drafted this without a dart. This pattern is basically without a dart. Don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you. So you just want to go ahead and input your measurements, your bust measurements and your waist measurements divided by 4, and then connect it together. Remember, this is the back piece I am drafting. So you use the back piece to cut out the front pieces. This is basically just cutting it out. So you're going to use this as a guideline to cut out the front. Remember to add your half inch upwards on the shoulder line for seam allowance, and then just go ahead and cut it out. This is what it should look like when you open it up. So you want to go ahead and fold this in and either pin or iron it down. You're going to be using this to cut out your front pieces. So I pinned it down and now I have folded my fabric into 2 again to cut out the 2 front pieces. Remember, it's a wrap dress, so it's going to overlap each other. So that's basically what I did here. I folded it and I used that pattern to cut out the front. So I have done that, and this is what the front looks like using the back. So you can remove your pins or iron it out. So I am still going to trim out this front piece. You'll see in the video, although I trimmed out more than is shown here, but you'll trim it out because remember, this particular pattern has the seam allowance already included. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trimming out altogether. I trimmed out about here, I'm removing 1.5 inch, which was the seam allowance, but altogether at the finally I trimmed out about 4 inches. So that place I trimmed out 1.5, trim out about 5 inches, okay, especially on the part that is overlapping, especially on the up part. So that's what I am labeling. The B is the back part, the T I used as the front part. So the front part is going to be in front, is going to overlap the back part. Hope you understand. So this is me cutting the facing for the front parts. I'm cutting the facing, so I'm not using bias to turn it, I'm using a facing, and that is basically what I am trimming out. So you want to do the same thing if you are going to be using a facing. So the facing is about 3 inches wide. That's what I am measuring right here. So it's about 3 inches wide, and then you connect it to the edge. And this is what the facing looks like for the front. So I'm going to go ahead and use the remaining fabric I cut out the front facing from to cut out the back facing. So same thing, the shoulder part of the facing will be 3 inches, and then that's 3 inches, then I went down by about 8 inches. Personal choice, you can make yours shorter. I just wanted mine to be that long, so 8 inches, and then I connected it up to the shoulder. Please, if you have gained value so far, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Please, it's free. Thank you so much. So now you want to go ahead and cut out the rope or belt for the wrap effect, what you use to tie it. So I went ahead to cut it. One will be shorter than the other. At this point, I didn't know it stopped filming. So this is it. These are the 2 strips cut out, sewn and ironed. So the first one is 20.5 inches and the second one is 34 inches. So you're going to put that in between. So the longer one is going to be attached to the part of the front that is going inwards. The longer rope will be attached to the part of the front that is going inwards, and the shorter one will be attached to the one going outwards. Okay, that's what I did. The longer one will be inside, the shorter one will be outside. Remember the ones we labeled. I labeled T as outside and B as back. So the B will have the shorter rope. So I've gone ahead to sew the facing and attach the rope on all of them. And this is what it looks like. See, the T has the shorter rope, while the B has the longer rope, and the B is going inside, is going inwards. So I'm just showing you how it will look like at the end of the day. This is what we seek to achieve. So at this point, you should have already determined what you want the skirt part to look like, and then you go ahead and cut it. I'm not going to be showing that in this particular video. I'm just showing you how to get the wrap effect. So you want to go ahead and stitch it down. Remember, for the front, I labeled T and B. So on the B parts, the parts where you labeled B, you're going to sew it straight down. You're going to sew it down, close it up. But on the parts where you measured T, you're going to leave an opening of about 1.5 inches. So you're going to leave an opening of about 1.5 inches on the parts where you measured T, so that the longer loop is going to be able to pass through, just like I am showing you here. The place where the longer loop is meant to pass, you're going to leave an opening on the other side of the fabric, just the way you're seeing it here. Leave an opening. At this point, you want to measure round the hemline. You want to measure round, know the round measurements, and then you attach whatever type of skirt you want to use, an A-line, a flared skirt. This is what it looked like at the end of the day. I attached a flared skirt. If you want to know how I cut my flare, please leave a comment down below, and I'm going to be doing a video on that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.